Good morning! Welcome to Sunday Morning Announcements with the Jocelyn Gray Avatar. If you're with us on Facebook or YouTube, please subscribe to get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us on Zoom, say hi in the chat. We'd love to say hello back. If you're with us in person, hello everybody here! And if this is your first visit, please sign the guest book either in the lobby or online at oakcliffuu.org/guest. A reminder, every Sunday morning at 9:30, one of our board members is available to answer your questions about the church. We hope you take advantage of this opportunity, either in person or online via Zoom. Today, Sarah Ricke presents our bread communion in celebration of Lammas, the first harvest of the wheel of the year, and the idea of reaping benefits while planning for more. We hope you can stick around after the service today for Talkback, where we gather in a circle and discuss the service and related topics. For those online, see the Zoom chat at the end of the service for the meeting information. Coming up, today, the combined worship ministry/coordinating council meeting will be held at 1 p.m. in person in Charity North and online at tinyurl.com/uucoc-cc-first, and it's open to all. This week, the Social Justice Ministry Reading Group will begin Palestine, Peace Not Apartheid by Jimmy Carter. The group meets online Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Questions? Email Mavis at sjm@oakcliffuu.org. Speaking of social justice, the Texas UU Social Justice Ministry has just kicked off its Reclaim Our Vote postcard writing campaign. Want to help? See Mavis after the service today. And speaking of social justice, and community, and outreach, we wish to have a booth at the Pride in Dallas Vendor Market and Parade on September 15th. This is a grassroots event in Oak Lawn, bringing back the traditions of Pride Parade in the streets of the neighborhood. Vendor registration is $100, and since that's not in this year's budget, we are asking for contributions. Cash is always good, and we're set up to take online donations at tinyurl.com/uucoc-pride24. Questions? See Emma or Kathy. Back to what's coming up on campus. Next Sunday is Rest and Reset, followed by the August board meeting at 1 p.m. And we have Jazz Jam next Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Come play, sing, or just listen. You are welcome to bring food and drink for yourself or to share. Admission is free, though there is a tip jar for the musicians. Remember, all this and more is in your eBlast newsletter. Not receiving the eBlast? Just sign up at oakcliffuu.org/enews. It's that easy. Have you signed up but still aren't getting the eBlast? As our tech guy Scott says, don't forget to check your spam folder and make sure that news@oakcliffuu.org is in your contacts. That's it for now. I hope you all have a great week.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Deep calls unto deep. Joy calls unto joy. Light calls unto light. Let the kindling of this flame rekindle in us the inner night of love, of peace, of hope. And as one flame lights another, nor grows the less, we pledge ourselves to be bearers of the light wherever we are. Please rise in body or spirit.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Good morning. Our opening words, The Abundance of Our Lives Together, by Katie Savani Gelfand. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another, and we offer our cup with the hands of compassion and generosity. In this authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways which we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Thank you.
In our community, we take time each week to share what is in our hearts and on our minds. If your heart is heavy today, know that you don't have to carry that heartache alone. Together, we can offer comfort. Please share your sorrows publicly by posting them in the Zoom chat, or send them to our Facebook Messenger, or speak them aloud.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
We also share our joys with one another, knowing that joy calls unto joy amplified. Together, our voices can rise in a chorus of celebration. Please share your joys publicly by posting them to the Zoom chat, or send them to our Facebook Messenger, or speak them aloud. Welcome to the UU Church of Oak Cliff. Here we seek to build a community where what you believe is less important than how those beliefs guide and inform your participation in the world. Ours is a community that strives to value the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. To our returning visitors, we are so happy that you have joined us again. We know your time is precious, and we're honored to have you here today. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to any who are joining us for the first time. We recognize the bravery it takes to come into a new place, and we're glad you're here. Ours is a covenantal church, Latin for come together. Covenant means a solemn agreement or promise from the heart regarding a course of action between parties. The practice of promising to walk together is the core of our faith. Simply put, it is a guide for the behavior we expect from ourselves and each other. We are bound together by the promises we make to one another, and we recite our covenant during every worship service. Please rise in body or spirit. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance in service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and covenant. Thus do we covenant together. And in Spanish,
Porque nos amamos uno al otro, honoramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y acepción, así que hacemos pacto.
Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. 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 Good morning. Good morning. Blessed be and a very happy Lammas to you all. So Lammas is a very special holiday for me. In case you weren't aware, I followed an earth-centered faith path, centered on what I and many other neo-pagans call the Wheel of the Year. And the Wheel of the Year is a break from the modern interpretation of time as linear. Instead of seeing time as merely moving forward, instead I and many others also see it as cyclical. So imagine a great golden spiral twisting ever upward, building on itself with each turn of the wheel, overlapping, echoing the patterns and rhythms of what has come before. Each season is always a little different, and yet always still the same as the time that it came before. The Wheel of the Year pulls us back into that sacred spiral, rejoicing in the turn of the seasons from spring to summer, autumn to winter. The Wheel of the Year has 8 holidays that we call Sabbats, and they mark the solar calendar into quadrants, designating the beginning of the seasons, like Ostara and Litha for spring and summer, and those are called quarters. But it also marks the halfway points between them, which we call cross quarters. So it's summer now. If you missed it, we just did Litha about 6 weeks ago, and we're only halfway through the season of the sun. So Lammas is the holiday that stands as the marker halfway between summer and autumn. And it is still a bright and energetic holiday, echoing the sunshine of Litha. But Lammas also heralds the very first harvest of the season. Those very first spring seeds that we all planted back in spring, back in Ostara, are now starting to yield results. And if this sounds strange to you, that's totally fine. Again, I'm on a nature-centered path, and that might not be your path. But this is a Unitarian Universalist church, and part of what we do here is we share each other's faith traditions. And what could be more important for a holiday that is about sharing, we'll get to that, than to share it with all of you. Because even though you might not be on a nature-centered path like I am, there's no denying that nature exists. So whether you know it or not, the seasons do affect you. Nature does dictate your life, at least in some way, no matter how far removed modern society would have us be from our agricultural beginnings. So it is a tradition for Lammas to bake bread. It's important for us to use and savor the results of our very first harvest, to enjoy the fruits of our labors, to bring the time and energy we've expended to our goals and our hopes and our dreams back into ourselves. But it is more important for Lammas to take that bread that we have baked, that bread that started as seeds of grain that we planted, that we tended carefully as it grew, that we gave water and sunlight and made sure that there were no bugs eating it alive. There were bugs in my garden yesterday. I was so upset. All that money on tenacious earth. But I persisted, and my garden is still green. And it is still growing. And I am still getting corn and squash from that garden. And it is important to take those little harvests, that very first reward of the season, and bring it back into ourselves, to bake it into that bread with love and power. And it is important to offer it back, not only to ourselves, but back to the earth, to the gods in gratitude for helping us in our efforts, but also to each other. Because baking bread does not happen individually. No single human can bake bread from start to finish all by themselves. Agriculture does not happen alone. We need the earth, there's no doubt about that. But it also takes community to bake that bread. It takes community to cultivate seeds, to plant and water those crops. It takes community to work the harvest, to grind the wheat. And only then can we bake that bread. Society is dependent on the first 6 inches of soil and the fact that it rains. But society is also dependent upon itself, people working together to find a way forward. And that is part of what Lammas is. That is the spirit of the season, working together, bringing those rewards back not only to yourself, but to your community, growing together, baking together, moving forward together. Because Lammas is only the first of 3 harvest festivals in the wheel of the year. Crops are still growing. Fruits are still coming to ripen. There's still a lot of work to do. But we can stop for a moment and enjoy what we've already got. So today, in honor of the seasons, in honor of the earth, of the goddess Demeter, mother of the harvest, in honor of you, my sacred community, I have baked bread. I did promise you a bread communion after all, and I'm not about to offer you up anything less than my best efforts. I'm not going to bring store-bought bread, not to my rituals. No, not on this sacred day. So if I could get a little bit of help right now. If anyone's wondering, this is vegan and gluten-free. I know there are dietary restrictions, so I just tried to stay safe. But if you will please pass out a piece of bread to everyone. And when you get your bread, don't eat it just yet. I want you to wait for just a moment, because we're going to do something with that bread. All right, does everybody have a piece? All righty. So for today, it's a teeny tiny ritual. You don't have to participate if you don't want to, but just a teeny tiny ritual. So now that everybody has a piece of bread, I want you to take your bread in your left hand if you can. In your left, because it has a direct line to your heart. A clear path to the power of life within you and the spirit underneath physical form. So I want you to hold on to that little piece of bread, and I want you to close your eyes for a moment. So again, Lammas is about gratitude for the first harvest. And I am grateful for everyone here and the community that we have built together. But remember that Lammas is only the first of many harvests to come. And just like the plowing and the planting and the tending, harvests, too, are a lot of work. And they are important work, because we will need that what we harvest from late summer through autumn to get us through the winter. It is both physical and spiritual. The two are never separate. The human experience is always both. So take that bread, held directly in line with your heart, and think about all of the things that you have cultivated so far this year. Think about the goals you had when you started. Take a moment to reminisce about all the work that you have put into reaching those goals. Maybe you're not there yet, but you will be. And it's important to celebrate those little milestones. Ask yourself, what did I plant? How have I tended it? How am I going to enjoy this first sweet little reward? What am I going to do with the whole of it? What have I grown? What am I growing? Lammas is a harvest holiday. It is about the way forward through the rest of the year. And it's fitting then that we have chosen waymaking as the spiritual theme of August. What we have tended can and will be used to create a path to our futures. So, still holding that bread, let it be filled with all of the work and care that you have put into yourself, into your loved ones, into your community. And as you take your bites, as you bite down, let that energy fill you again. Let it all come back to you in that beautiful spiral, that we might make our way forward together. Gluten-free bread is always extra chewy. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy each other and our community that we are building together. But I would leave you these sacred words from today. I mean, it's not a church service unless I do scripture from somewhere, right? So today, from the hymns of Orpheus, the song to Ceres, also known as Demeter, mother to Persephone, goddess of the harvest, and patroness to all green things grown in our beautiful world. O universal mother, Ceres famed, August the source of wealth and various named, great nurse, all bounteous, blessed and divine, whose joy in peace to nourish grain is thine. Goddess of seed, of fruits abundant, fair, harvest and threshing are thy constant care, who dwells in Elysia's seats retired, lovely, delightful queen by all desired. Mother of all mortals, whose benign mind, first plowing oxen to the yoke confined, and gave to men what nature's wants require, with plenteous means of bliss which all desire. In verdant flourishing in honor bright, a Cicer of Bacchus bearing light, rejoicing in the reaper's sickles, still kind, whose nature lucid, earthly, pure we find, prolific, venerable, patroness divine, thy daughter lovely, holy Proserpine, a chariot with dragons yoked is thine to guide, and gaieties singing round thy throne to ride. Only begotten, much producing queen, all flowers are thine, and fruits of lovely green. Bright goddess come, with summer's rich increase, swelling and pregnant, leading, smiling peace. Come with fair concord and imperial health, and join with these and needful store of wealth. May you go forward today with your path in mind. May you find it. May you keep it. May you walk it in love and courage and dedication. And may you find the harvest that you are looking for. Blessed be, and thank you.
In the spring of 2021, UUCOC added a second covenant to our weekly worship service. Our Widening the Circle of Concern work takes its name from the in-depth UUA study that was published in 2020 and with which we have been actively engaged ever since. The words of this covenant are in your order of service and will also appear on the screen. We, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff, commit ourselves to the study and dismantling of racism and oppression within our congregation. We commit our congregation and ourselves to the work of anti-racism and anti-oppression. We commit ourselves to listening, to learning, and to action. When we fail, We commit ourselves to trying again and again. We covenant to begin this work and to all of us can truly say that we are a beloved community, justice, equity, and compassion. The gifts you make to our weekly offering or through your annual pledge represent far more than lines on a spreadsheet. Your contributions are a tangible commitment to the mission and vision of this congregation. The offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With our gifts, freely given, may they say yes to the values of our faith. Members, if you are contributing cash towards your pledge, please use the envelope provided and write your name on it. To text your donation, dial 214-225-5996. For more options, see oakcliffuu.org/donate or scan the QR code on your order of service or on the screen. The closing words today are from Deborah Hafner. The days of awe begin with us. The days of awe begin with us tonight. May the next 10 days be days of reflection, introspection, and peace. May we prepare ourselves for the changes in the year to come. May it be a good year. May it be a healthy year. May it be a year of peace for all of us, all around the globe. May we live our lives with integrity, service, and love. May we be blessed with the strength of this community, of our families, of our friends. May we remember what is truly important in life, and may we remember to be grateful every day. May we all be inscribed another year in the book of life.
One more step, we will take one more step, till there is peace for us, and everyone will take one more step. One
As we extinguish this chalice, be true, be well, be loving. We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, our care for each other, our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continues. Be strong, be well, be true, be loving. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.